A BRUJA married my grandfather and stole every heirloom from our family.
No, not the necklaces.
In my opinion, my family is fairly small. Both of my grandparents have siblings, but I've never met them personally, whether it be due to passing or distance or family feuds that drove a spike through different members. All that to say, my grandparents were the focal point of my family, and I consider my tree to end at their roots. They had 4 children, 2 boys and 2 girls, and 3 are alive today. 2 of the children did not have kids of their own. The other 2 have a combined child count of 5. On my other side, my father is an only child, so this family is all that I have. We were never a perfect family, and I'd say at times we were dysfunctional due to my mom's and her siblings' upbringings. More to come. But we were a tight-knit bunch that always looked out for each other and would move the earth to protect our own. So I'm not defending all the actions of my family, but I do believe we have some ground to stand on. And this comes from Zealous Ideal ad 1456. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm Sophia.
And I'm Savannah.
I'm Keon.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we do. So let us know what you would do in the comments. And OP says, my grandfather served in the military for 30 plus years. He was a fighter pilot in Korea and Vietnam and retired a major general during the Cold War, late 80s.
Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah.
You don't know what a fighter pilot in Korea and major general during
Cold
I don't
War
know what a major general does.
Pretty high up.
is high up.
Okay,
He's,
I know.
He's major.
Minor.
He's a major deal. And he's a general.
All right.
He also fought
Yeah.
in the Korean War and the Vietnam War.
Yeah.
And the Cold War.
And the Cold War.
This
Like,
man's
that's
seen
crazy.
it all.
Dang, this guy's a war man through and through.
For those familiar with military happenings, this was an important position, and he had some status in the military.
Okay, good. Because I did
That's
not
Savannah.
know.
Yeah.
Thank God she added that.
This put a lot of stress on his kids, as you can imagine. At one point, there was an assassination plot on my grandpa in
Jeez.
Europe.
What?
Who is your grandpa?
What?
And my family had to be escorted out or watched by agents for a while.
Who is it? The KGB? What is going on?
Huh?
Don't just be like this is a side story.
Yeah. No, who is your grandpa?
I want to know.
I only know about this from stories, and I'm not going to risk my own security clearance. You have security clearance?
This is not real. There's no way someone with their own security clearance
Yeah.
is posting to Reddit of all places.
To try and dig into it much further. Moral of the story, stressful situations bonded my family together like a bad weld. After his service, he held several locally elected positions and was Justice of the Peace. After he was done serving his community, he had a street named after him and all sorts of different accolades.
Who I
are
don't care
you?
anymore about the story. Who is he?
He was very well known and active in the community and politics. Throughout his career, he had amassed a small fortune for himself, including land, homes, and other assets. Nothing Rockefeller-worthy, but your kids can retire easily with it, you know?
No.
I don't know.
I don't know. Why are
Who
you
is this?
You're acting so nonchalantly about this.
All was happy in the family until in 2014, my grandmother passed away after a long stint with Alzheimer's. And I think it crushed us all a little. Probably more my grandfather than we thought, because he's your typical tough guy. But I don't know how many people could lose an SO of 50 years and recover. About a year passed, and he became close to a woman he knew through the political world. Step Witch. She is a self-proclaimed BRUJA, which, if you guys don't know, means witch, and threatened to cast spells on people who upset her, so it's only fitting.
Oh, nice.
Okay. Now, obviously, I was not privy to the life of Step Witch, but I'll hit some basics. She was involved in local politics when she met her husband, Mr. Witch. He was also a longtime state politician with a good record, but had been accused of misappropriating certain funds for personal use, such as drinks and dinners and personal furniture and connections to racketeering. What politician doesn't these days?
I was gonna say that joke. Not a joke.
So take that with a grain of salt. He lost his last election in 2006, and about 6 months later, he passed away in a house fire with his granddaughter from a separate relationship.
What is going on? There's way too much going on here. What's going on?
This is crazy.
I need a whole nother board.
Step Witch was charged with accidental unaliving because she had lit enough candles for the Vatican in her house.
Oh. Well, that's kind of what witches do, though. They
It's
like
true.
candles, so
It's true.
you don't know if
She
it was
maybe
for-
it was purposeful. She was
She was just
casting a
casting,
curse.
yeah, she was casting a curse, and it just so happened it went wrong.
Or I guess right.
Mm.
If the curse was against her husband. The firefighter that was on duty was quoted saying, "Many, many, many candles caused the fire and passings." To me, it's suspect that her husband passed away in a house fire just a few months after being out of a job. But no criminal charges were brought up. She then began to get more involved in state and local politics on her own. She was accused of embezzlement at least once. And then she met my grandpa while campaigning and he became a donor. They married in 2016, which brings us to the news section. Drama brews.
Is it like witches brews?
Ooh, spooky.
Toil and trouble.
Bubble, bubble.
Right, Mimi?
Sure. Hey guys, we're going to get back into the story soon, but first I've got to ask, Dakota, what's wrong?
I'm trying to tell my friends what I do for a living, but they keep telling me it's AI. How do I prove to them that what I do is real?
Why don't you just invite them to the OK Storytime live show? Saturday, September 26th. There's even an early bird special. Up until August 26th, you can get your tickets for just $10.
$10? Well, my friends can totally afford that. Okay, Storytime Live!
I'm the ugliest person in the entire world.
Oh, so this is exclusive head.
Right? Just go to okop.show and get your tickets.
Yeah, take that, AI. Kill me, why don't you?
When my grandfather decided to marry a woman 20 years his junior, some concerns were brought up by his children. Yeah, makes sense. I never had a say in the matter because laissez-faire. Who am I to get in the way of an old man's love? But that was not the feeling of everyone, obviously. This caused some arguments here and there, but over time we wanted peace. The newlyweds did not feel the same. They slowly cut ties with select members of the family and communications were cut off from their end. I was disowned in my opinion because my mom was daddy's little girl and she was a big target for step witch. But I called him once a month for the last few years of his life to show that I'm still here. After all, this man was the patriarch of my family and my biggest life decisions were made due to his guidance and support. I wasn't going to give up on him, but I never heard back from him until his passing in 2022. I got my updates about his health from the members of the family that were on her good side, the ones she'd party with and spent my grandpa's money on. They took trips, got hot tubs, and bags and bottles of Clase Azul. Clase Azul?
Clase Azul.
What's that?
Blue
It's
class.
tequila.
Tequila, Clase Azul.
I'll show you. It's the white bottle with a little bell on top.
I
You've
thought
never seen this?
Azul was blue.
It is.
So why you saying white?
It's blue class.
Oh, that looks really cool.
Ooh, Clase Azul.
That would be what a witch would drink.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like a witch's potion is in there.
That's yeah, that's some good stuff.
That bruja.
For those few years, my grandpa's health was declining. He was diagnosed with end-stage prostate terminal illness.
Oh.
Almost a decade before he passed away. Oh, he was diagnosed almost a decade before he passed away. Wow.
Dang, this guy, nothing. I mean, he's been through 3
I mean,
wars.
he's
That's
been through
insane.
wars,
Yeah,
yeah.
3 wars, and then he gets prostate illness and
and survives a whole nother 10 years.
Wow. Had multiple other ailments and just old age was catching up to the old bull moose. Then a fair amount of hospital visits started to happen. He would fall down the stairs in a single-level home, fall out of the bed the next month. This went on and on. My few family members who still had contact with him were worried, and they say that he was showing signs of neglect. I have no proof of this, no proof, just assumptions. And one day he tried to end it himself, but was caught in time and taken to the hospital. Here his will was rewritten and was signed while on meds. Wicked Witch shows her true colors. He unfortunately passed away after a trip to Mexico with the step witch, step bruja, and he caught pneumonia and it went downhill fast.
That makes sense with the Clase Azul.
Yeah. The family gathered for a funeral and things were okay. Small statements were whispered by both sides, but no issues otherwise. Then, after the funeral, my family was asked to not be seen at the wake. We had to stay in our hotel and toast his life together alone while her family celebrated in his home. A few family members that came to speak at the funeral were invited to the wake and heard some horrible things. Now, this is hearsay through these family friends and colleagues that were invited to the wake, but they told us tales of the daughter and sister and brother of Stepwitch shouting that they're rich now. This guy went through 3 different wars just for this treatment.
They're literally jumping around, holding hands. We're rich now. We're rich now.
Yeah, insane. And calculating how many bags and shoes and trips they can buy now. This didn't sit well with my family, if you can imagine. But we didn't say anything out of respect for everyone's grief. Then, after all was settled down, everyone back at home received some news. I see you. I think we're gonna get some upset in the will section. I think some witches are gonna realize, oh, maybe Gramps realized that we were a bunch of witches.
I thought we were going to get something really crazy, like Grandpa really never passed away.
He's like, I knew all along what you were trying to do.
You think this is going to put me down? I've been through 3 wars.
It's true.
My uncle, who was the original executor of the will, received a letter. Stepwitch had declared him unfit to handle the position, and her daughter was to assume the role. I don't think that can happen. This happened without warning and was the first shot of the war. My uncle lawyered up and tried to fight, but the process had taken so long that all the assets were being sold off. We knew that there was $100,000 in cash, plus life insurances and other holdings in my grandpa's accounts, because my uncle reviewed everything before he passed. But by the time that the court dates had been set, the account had been drained and closed. Cars and boats were missing. Heirlooms were gone, and my mom's wedding album dropped off at Goodwill. Wow. Finally, we were able to mediate and have our family come to the home and look through all the family's personal items. We didn't care about the money, take the cash in the house. We just wanted my grandmother's painting. My grandfather had originally left me his library because we were both military men with passions in history, and we agreed I would appreciate the books, little items like this. But after 6 months, we were granted to enter the home to log what was still there, and it was ran through. Photos, trinkets, china, silver, all missing. We weren't even allowed to enter certain rooms for privacy's sake. My family ended up accepting this for what it was because we had no proof if he sold or gave away items while he was still alive. But then to me, the biggest red flag appeared. My grandfather had amassed a collection of rifles over the year, probably 20 or so. They claimed that they had been stolen out of their second home. We pressed, asking to see the police report of the 20 stolen pew-pews. They claimed that they had never made one, and they'll get back to us. Sue! Sue them! Sue them! The next month, they told us that they had made a mistake. Their home was broken into, but the pew-pews were just in a different closet. And they forgot they were there and assumed they were stolen. Come on now. When we were finally allowed to come and grab the family heirlooms that were left, half were missing. This means by the time we documented everything in the home and were allowed to pick these things up, they were removed. The lawyers found several of the items at her other home boxed up and hidden. We got those items back, but several were still missing. A ceramic cookie jar that we all knew and loved was seen in her home, and we had pictures of the same cookie jar in family photos. Stepwitch said, oh, it's a different jar. They liked it, so they bought an identical jar. And ours was lost at some point. How do you lose a cookie jar?
I don't know.
I guess that's the way the cookie crumbles.
They said, we just have to trust them. Why would I ever trust you guys? Why would I ever do that?
You literally were dancing on my grandfather's grave.
This is crazy. I know these are all petty little details, but that is what it whittled down to at the end. We did not receive any financial assets, none of the homes or land or cars, and we still have not gotten every item that the courts ordered. But we are still trying. I started writing this because Stepwitch recently called us personally to try and sell some of the items to us for cash. Oh, so you do have them. Oh, so you should give us what you owe us.
Wow, for her to be like, do you guys, it's like no one's going to want this stuff. Wait, the family that I took it from might. Do you guys want to pay like $50,000 for this?
And they're like, actually, we should have that for free, and we're going to sue you.
That's crazy. Which?
It set me off, and here I am typing away for no one to read. It isn't about the money for me. I certainly can't speak for everyone, but it's about the legacy of my family. Yeah, your grandpa's cool freaking legacy is completely destroyed. Mementos and photos and memories that were stolen from us for a quick buck for a terrible woman. I'm grateful for the small amount I was able to recover from all of this. I did get the library, probably because the books are over a 3rd grade reading level. But my mom and her siblings are devastated. Step which sent my grandfather's headstone to be done and purposely had it defaced. The font is different than my grandmother's. It's a dual headstone. It is off center and his birthday is wrong. Wow.
To do this man so dirty after everything he's done for his country.
Dude, if she calls herself a BRUJA and says, oh, I perform curses, better believe this woman is getting cursed. Because she messed with the deceased. And they don't like that in Wiccan religions.
True.
That is going to last forever and just another slap in the face to their father. But we would never slap you in the face if you listen to full episodes of stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search your Poke Storytime. We've got a little bit left to the story. Any final thoughts?
I just feel bad for this family. And, like, is there, like, nothing they can do? Like, they can't try to...
Well, they're trying to go through the courts.
Yeah, but it's just taking so long.
Yeah, and then it's all gone.
It's all
Yeah,
gone
by the time it's done,
Yeah.
it's like, we can't get it back because it's
So,
sold.
so like maybe they could get monetary compensation, but they would lose all the stuff anyway.
Ugh.
I hate this lady. Sewer's so hard.
I don't know.
Sewer out the wazoo.
I would get another witch to combat this witch. So then,
Curse her.
Yeah.
Curse her out the wazoo.
Curse on
Witch
curse.
war, witch war, witch war.
Witch war. Yeah. Have a witch war in your grandpa's honor.
I like it. But there's a little bit left. If you made it this far, thanks. Let me know if my family's in the wrong. I feel like maybe I'm biased and I'm on the wrong side sometimes, but your thoughts are appreciated. I don't know how this will end. Lawsuits fading off into oblivion for us to forget, or a Netflix special titled Black Widow, Theft of a Family. Perhaps a private investigator will find some crazy info that proves something ludicrous. Who knows? But this is the story of my family and the worst person we have ever met. Wow. Yeah, this lady stinks. She is gonna have bad karma forever.
She's a witch. She doesn't care.
Yeah, I guess not. Well, they usually care more.
It's
If
just
you're
like
an
with
actual-
everything that he's done for the family and
Yeah.
all of his actions, like to have that be just
dishonor.
just completely dishonored and just be like, woo, it's time to party with all this money we got. Like,
Gross.
that's just horrific. I don't know how you do that and can live and be like, yeah, I feel good after that.
Yeah. But that's the end of that story, and we got another one coming right up.
I introduced my boyfriend while still going through divorce, and everyone turned on me.
Yeah, maybe you shouldn't have done that.
I am a 31-year-old woman who is currently going through a separation. Me and my estranged husband, 32 male, married 5 years, have been separated for a while and am working on our divorce process. During that time, I rekindled a relationship with an old childhood friend of mine named Levi, 32 male. By the way, this comes from Pretty Petty AF 215, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm Savannah.
I'm Sophia.
I'm Keon.
And we're here to give some good advice in a little goofy way, but obviously we don't have all the answers. We'd only tell you what we would do, but you should let us know what you would do down in the comments. As Opie says, I wasn't planning on getting into a relationship until my divorce, but he showed me what happiness truly feels like, and I never felt so loved and appreciated, so I couldn't just let that opportunity slip away. Girl, I know, but give it 3 months.
Yeah. You could have been like, hey, I really like you, but I'm still going through a divorce. Can we, slow it down?
Yeah. I
Can
mean,
we, not tell my parents yet?
Yeah,
Not tell everyone
yeah. Let me
yet?
ask my parents first.
Like,
Let me see
we
what
are
they
fully
think.
separated. Me and my husband are fully separated. We are not in a relationship right now, but, still doesn't look good. So maybe we just take a beat.
The best way to get over somebody is get under somebody.
He is also aware of my situation and is understanding of it. He also agreed that he didn't want this opportunity to be slipped away as well. So we both decided to be in a relationship. During the time that we were together, he would come visit me from out of state and we'd go on dates and mini vacations together on the down low due to both my parents and his. Little backstory, both my mother and his mother are childhood besties.
Oh.
That's not gonna come around
Yeah.
anytime soon.
Okay. All right.
They probably were like, we predicted this. We
I don't
wanted this from the get-go.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be like, that in this situation.
His family are very strong Christians and very big official titles in the community, while mine is more easygoing, not as strong, but still big on Christian beliefs. We're not a mega church. We're just a church.
We're just a little church.
Reason why this will be a big part of the story is because I'm of Asian culture, and so it's all about reputation, title, and honor. Got it.
Understood.
We both are very family-oriented and very close to each of our immediate family. We both knew that telling either of our families would disappoint them because I'm still legally married while Levi is technically committing adultery in their eyes. You can judge us all y'all want, but I didn't want to let this happiness pass. Plus, I'd rather be happy with someone who truly loves me than be in an unhappy, miserable marriage. Agreed. Me and Levi did realize that all this sneaking around our family and traveling back and forth, they would eventually start noticing since, one, he lives with his parents while I spend 90% of my time with my mom. Because I was very close with my mom, I felt confident at the time that she would be understanding. So when I finally confessed to her about our relationship, she was worried at first due to my circumstances, but understanding.
Okay. So far, so good.
Until
No.
the next day, when I get a random phone call from her yelling at me for being reckless for not finishing my divorce business before getting into a new relationship.
She said, I actually changed my mind. I thought about it overnight, and I didn't like it anymore.
I tried to tell her that me and my estranged husband weren't even living together. All that we are waiting for is the divorce process that could take a while, so why wait until that's over? Because if I would have waited, who knew if both Levi and I would ever find another opportunity to be together?
This confuses me.
Why?
Because, like, yes, you don't want to let happiness pass, and, if something finds you, great. But you could have still taken it slow,
It's not like anyone's really going anywhere.
Yeah.
You both kind of live with your parents.
Yeah. You both like each other. I feel like if you had said, hey, I just got out of a relationship, I think as much as I like you, I think it'd be better if we just took it a little bit slower and just got out of a marriage. I'm still not technically out of the marriage. Maybe we should, we don't have to be in a relationship. We can just, be dating, I don't fully understand, we had to do it. We had to do it right now. We're slipping, it's slipping by. I don't understand that.
I don't really get it either because I feel like, yes, you don't want to miss your opportunity, but the thing is, it's not going anywhere.
Yeah, I know.
It's not like it's,
still there.
one's moving away and you have to make this decision now, or one is terminally ill and you gotta figure it out. There's time.
There's time, baby. There's time.
No rush.
No rush.
He would have went and still dated around while I wait miserably for my divorce to end.
You say bless you after someone sneezes.
Oh, really? Is that what you say, Keon?
Or
Usually
shut
when
up.
I sneeze, you say shut up.
Or shut up.
It means the same thing.
See?
What really hurt me was how she mentioned how disappointed she was with me for committing such crime. I also asked about how am I going to live life with a divorcee title.
And breathe air. I mean, how am I going to get there?
What?
I feel so wonderful. Bam, bam, bam. I was singing iCarly.
Oh.
Live life, breathe air.
How am I going to live life with a divorcee title?
Yeah. Anyway, we can get back to the story. You guys don't even know anything.
I'm going to ruin my reputation in the Asian community. When in fact, she went through the same dang thing with my dad when they broke up and she moved on with another man, now stepfather, while separated.
Well,
we got a hypocrite.
Yes, hypocrite. I'm wondering if she experienced the same thing and thought about it and was like, oh, yeah, people really ostracize me. And she's just kind of coming from a place of fear. And then maybe you could say, hey, Mom, you did the same thing. I still love you. You still have friends. It's all good.
Yeah, and maybe, I think it's coming from care and concern rather than you're dumb and stupid.
Yeah.
So what's the difference? I was upset and yelled at her for being hypocritical and not understanding my POV because she knew how sad and miserable I was in my marriage. She even told me a while back when I asked her why she decided to leave my dad after giving him so many chances. She said that she didn't give a dang about her reputation and that she would rather be happy with one who makes her happy.
It is crazy that she said that to you and still doesn't understand why you did this.
Yeah, you guys are literally going through the exact same thing, but she's judging you for some reason.
So weird. I feel like her friend must I don't know, someone must have gotten to her and said something.
Yeah. And that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm choosing happiness over my reputation because I ain't got one, lol. She would rather me pass away in the loveless, miserable marriage with a good reputation than be criticized and labeled as a used, divorced woman. This was the first time I've ever fought with my mom as an adult. Mind you, we were as close as sisters and we both share everything together. We vent to each other. We go places together. I would fight the world for her. I even told her at one point that I would always choose blood over a man in my life.
Dang.
We trusted each other. We confided with each other and would never betray or abandon each other. Feeling emotional, I expressed to Levi my heartbreak about my mom, and he comes and sees me again to help console me for about a week. But after that week, my mom eventually reaches out and apologizes to me for what she has said.
Okay, looking up, maybe a little bit of a, she's realizing that she was a little hypocritical. Perhaps.
Yeah. I forgave her and we rekindled our relationship again. But I did tell her not to tell his parents or our other immediate family, as it still wasn't their business to talk or judge us. My mom agreed, as she knew of my situation and wanted to protect me. Both Levi and I have decided that we would tell everyone on our terms. Months later, my auntie, my mom's sister, out of nowhere confronts my mom about our relationship. Of course, I don't know how it happened, but those who know, Asian people know Asian people.
It's true. As the resident one here.
I was
It's
going to
true.
ask. So gossip must have spread and eventually reached to my auntie. And so my mom caved and told my auntie everything.
It's true.
It's true. He was there. He saw it all.
But that's not what she said. She was gonna do.
She said she would keep it to herself. Ugh.
I was pissed because I thought I could trust my mom with everything. That was the first start of betrayal. Oh, there's more.
Oh boy.
Advice? Should I just confess to my auntie everything now that she knows? Should I confront my mom about her betrayal and not keeping my secret until I was ready? There's an update. So, I'm going to go on the record and say that during that week of you not speaking, your mom obviously confided in someone.
Yes.
And
in the
maybe
same way that you did too.
yeah.
Right in Levi.
And also maybe she didn't mention names. Like maybe she tried to make it, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Or be like, well, maybe she was like, my daughter is in like a weird, like a relationship right now, blah, blah, blah. And then later on kind of connected the dots, maybe?
It also seems like there was already gossip going around about them.
How so?
Well, the auntie, it said the auntie heard gossip and then like pestered OP's mom about it. So presumably she was like, hey, I heard that OP and Levi have been seen together. What's going on there?
And also, I don't know, maybe Levi might have mentioned something as well.
Well, I don't think you would mention anything to the aunt of OP.
No, but I'm saying like,
oh, to someone else?
yeah.
Maybe.
And then she got the gossip from them, type of thing. I don't know. Gossip spreads.
No.
And rumors fly.
So true.
Update. So after my mom told my auntie, she now wants to have a huge talk, aka lecture, with both me and Levi. She told us not to hide our relationship from his parents and to tell the truth instead of hiding. But the real reason why we are hiding it is because Levi's parents are strict to the T and very old tradition, so no matter how we explain it to them, they will never understand. Okay, so he didn't spill the beans then. Sorry, Levi. Just,
Throwing
weird.
Levi under the bus.
I did not mean to throw you.
Ow.
Sorry, Levi.
Ow.
So, okay, well, that one was your own.
Stop.
I'm not doing that. Now
Leave me
you're just being
alone.
dramatic. All right, somebody throw him. Levi strongly advised that he will be the one to tell them eventually when we felt it is right. So to not give them a heart attack, and my auntie pressured us to just tell them the truth despite how bad it gets. Levi looks at me worried, but gave in and said he will tell them only if my aunt and my mom would back us up on our relationship. Kind of a good ultimatum there.
All right. He's like, yeah, okay. If you're behind us as our hype people. Only
Okay.
way we're doing it.
If you stand up for us,
If
And-
only you buy us all the pair of Levi's.
if you buy us every pair of Levi's,
Levi's. These are my terms and conditions. You have to buy us all the Levi's, and also you have to be our hype men, and also I want ice cream for life.
I want ice cream for breakfast.
Yes.
I had ice cream today.
And for dessert.
Since Levi's mom is close with my mom, they should be able to reason with her. So they gave us their word that they will back us up from any drawbacks. Oh, this is the second betrayal.
Uh-oh. And then OP and Levi go to like the other family members. They're like, we have this relationship. And they turn around. No one's there. They've been abandoned.
You can't get betrayed a third time,
went,
right?
No.
Right?
They're like, no, wait, guys. You don't understand. My mom and my aunt aren't even here.
Wait, is this the third time?
Second time.
Yeah, okay.
This is the second betrayal.
Ooh, cock crows 3 times.
The cock crows 3 times. Because Levi has such a big family, 7 older siblings, both Levi and I decided to post our relationship on Facebook, disclosing our relationship so everyone could see.
Why? That's stupid. Why did you do that? I like genuinely don't understand how you're going about any of this.
The worst way to go.
That was the
about
worst
it.
way to do that.
So
you posted on Facebook, so now people can judge you without actually asking you any questions. So stupid. I'm judging you right now.
I know that it's their life and they can, if that's the way they want to
do whatever
like,
you want,
come
but
out.
I'm gonna judge you for it.
If that's the way that you want to do that, do it. But I don't think that was probably the best way.
No, sir.
Like, to be like, okay, I'm just going to exploit us to the world rather than having like a conversation with everyone, making sure everyone is all right.
Yeah. Weird.
I was nervous but excited because now we don't have to hide anymore. Boy, was I wrong. All 7 siblings blew up his phone and pretty much yelled at him, telling him he's such a sinner, an adulterer, and that he's a selfish person for not telling mom and dad. All the names you could think of to degrade him, to make him feel bad. Levi knew this was going to happen, and that's what he was afraid of. The next person who blew up his phone was his mother, and boy, did that go off like crazy. She threatened him to come home immediately, and that if he doesn't, she was going to do something to herself. Okay.
I would cut off that family.
Don't do that.
I would cut off that family. What do you mean?
That's so manipulative.
So manipulative. And also, like, your supposedly good Catholic family or good Christian family, that's not allowed.
That's true. That's also a sin.
That's a sin. So, double sin.
So,
Does not cancel out.
the sinner calls out a sin. Looky-doo.
Hypocritical. Why did we tell them?
Everyone's a hypocrite in this story.
Why did we tell them? Why did we do this?
I know. I mean, you could have told them, but like not in the way that you did.
Yeah,
Now
bad
everyone's just
idea.
like, what's going on? Like, oh God. She literally was saying anything to make him feel bad and gaslight him. We immediately reminded both mom and auntie to commit to their end of the bargain. Both me and Levi headed to the airport because it was his last day with me before going back home, but he definitely didn't want to go home to all that nonsense.
Why are you going home?
Because he's gotta. His mom's gonna do something. We sat in the airport discussing our next plan of action, but I told him not to worry. Mom and auntie got us.
Do they?
He had a layover in another state, but was told that there was a huge storm over there and his plane ended up delayed, pushing it till tomorrow. I was a little excited that I get to spend another day with him before he leaves. So we decided to go home, and as soon as we got home, my phone rings, and it's my auntie. She wanted to have a 3-way call with herself and my mom, so she calls me. Both mom and auntie cave into Levi's mom's wrath. My mom exposed me by telling Levi's mom that it was me who wanted to lie to her and everyone about our relationship.
Mom, what are you doing? No, you're doing the opposite of helping.
That's
Stop.
literally the entire opposite. Oh no.
Why do we trust these women at all?
The mom's like, don't worry, I got your back. Immediately
Stab you.
calls Levi's mom, you're not going to believe this.
I got your back with a knife in it.
That's yeah.
For
That's
real.
what I just said.
Yeah, I know, but I just
Oh, I
said it
didn't hear
louder,
it.
What the frig?
making me funnier.
Yeah.
You just stabbed a knife in my back.
I laughed at his, but I couldn't laugh at yours. I didn't hear it.
Making me the victor.
Everyone's a hypocrite. My mom and auntie both played victim and blamed both me and Levi for keeping our relationship a secret despite me still legally married. They made the narrative to make it sound like I'm effing around both my ex-husband and Levi. Now Levi's mom paints me as a bad person. His mom was the last person I wanted to piss off because I wanted to really make a good impression when the time came to meet her. But both Mom and Auntie didn't commit to their bargain and threw us under the bus. So now they paint me as some witch messing around with a man while married, while they paint Levi as some adulterer who pressured me to leave my ex-husband. I was livid. They broke all my trust in them. My mom even had the effing nerve to tell all of my business about me and my ex-husband to Levi's mom. Wow, so she not only exposed you, but then was like, and here's her background. Make sure you have that information too. Throw that in her face as well. I don't know what's going on here, but this could have all been avoided. This is like worst case scenario.
Yes, yes.
At that point, I flipped. How dare you tell my story to Levi's mom? It's none of their business, and that's my story to tell. You told it from your point of view, but you never saw what I went through in that relationship. I hung up on both of them and cried. I really, really wanted to be the one to be the best future daughter-in-law to his parents because family means so much to me. But now that my family has betrayed my trust, Levi's the only family I have now. And so we both decided that Facebook was too toxic.
Yeah, dumb butts. Yeah, you think? Why did you post there in the first place? Stupid.
I mean,
Like, oh, wow, Facebook is too toxic. Who could have seen that coming?
they said this is not going to blow up. I know for a fact this is not going to blow up the entire earth that we live on. Fast forward 5 minutes later,
Yeah.
everything's on
Oh,
fire.
it's blowing up. Oh, shoot.
Everything
Oh, shoot.
is on fire. There's people just
Oh,
scattered
no.
around. Everyone's screaming.
Oh, no, I
Babies
blew
are
up
being
the
thrown
entire
through
world.
the air.
Levi's that dog in the room where everything's on fire.
Yeah, and he's like, this is fine.
This is fine.
Because our messages were being blown up and they continued to attack us. And so we deactivated both our Facebook accounts and isolated ourselves from everyone until things simmered. Levi leaves for home the next day, and that 2 whole weeks he was home, it was horrible. He was lectured every day despite us being effing grown, and we can make decisions on our own. Eventually, he had enough and decides that he wants to move in with me. I couldn't be more happier. We find a place in my town and got all the paperwork done. I was really ready to spend the rest of my life with him. The only bad thing is that he will have to eventually break it to his parents. So when he did, his father was a man with few words, but was disappointed in him while his mom cried and spoke ill of me and threatened him again to do something bad to herself again. The mom needs help.
Yeah. Can someone give this mom some, like, therapy? Because why is that her first thing? She's like, I'm going to hurt myself.
Can someone like reiterate to her that like that is not
a sin.
Yeah, that is that. One, it's a sin, and two, that's not a healthy way to go about this.
Where's Riley when you need
No.
him?
No.
It's true. Riley would know.
This is like all a telenovela, you know? It's like just so much drama. Yeah?
What's a telenovela?
Like a
Telenova?
telenovela?
Telenova. Wow, I had an I in
I
there.
I was like, what's a telenovela?
Telenokia.
Ah.
No, a
telenovela.
telenova, where there's so much
Wait,
drama.
no, what? No, you're still saying it wrong.
Telenova?
No, telenovela.
Telenovela.
Then why do you say telenova?
I never said telenova.
Who said telenova?
I said
I didn't.
telenova.
I said
That
telenovela.
was me. Don't.
Who's novella?
I
Who
literally
am I telling?
don't know anything.
What are you talking about? Are you talking about like Spanish
I was
dramas?
talking about a Spanish drama,
What's
so
a
a
telenovela?
telenovela.
You don't know Spanish.
A
No, You've
novel.
been lying to everyone.
Televised.
Yes.
Televised novel. Novel?
Telenovela.
Oh.
It's definitely you. It's you. It's you.
Telenovela.
Me going, oh. The camera going so fast.
But yes, it's a telenovela where
There we
there's
go.
so much drama and so many like
Yeah,
twists
it's like,
and
oh,
turns.
actually, it's my twin brother.
Oh, my mother betrayed me. Oh.
His mom was devastated and didn't want him to leave, but Levi was stern about his decisions and started packing up his things. The only thing he needed help on was driving to me. I was willing to risk it all for someone I love. So, of course, I told him that I was willing to come down to help him drive. Of course, I made sure that we are leaving as soon as I get there because I did not want to see any of his parents or siblings. Jumped into the next flight out and helped him drive to his new home. When finally home, I thought about how I should forgive my mom because I still love her, but needed to tell her that she did hurt me. Meanwhile, I realized that my phone wasn't working. Mind you that I have a family plan, my sister being the main admin. I didn't know why, so I reached out to my younger brother on Messenger asking if there was some sort of outage or if the internet is down. No, I found out that both my sister and my mom kicked me out of the family phone line and discarded my number, so now it's no longer usable.
Oh.
Dang. I mean, like,
These people are so vindictive.
first of all, everyone's a hypocrite.
Yes.
And also, the fact that, like, when your child acts out,
Yeah.
you don't just double down. Why don't you sit and have a conversation?
Yeah. Like, there's no conversations being had. It's just punishment. We don't talk. Punishment.
Like, I'm just going to push you farther and farther away
Yeah.
to go into that void and no return and no
Yeah.
contact and literally no contact.
Yeah,
You turned off
like
her
you
phone.
She
No
can't
one
even
can-
use her phone now.
Like, no one can contact her. Like, that's what we should do in this situation that we feel is unsafe for our child. You feel like this is an unsafe situation to be in.
Yeah. You're
Let's
making
turn
a
off
bad
her phone.
decision, so we're going to keep you in that bad decision.
Yeah. Like, we're really going to show her. My brother then tells me more details of how bad things have gotten since I had deactivated my Facebook and isolated myself from the family. My mom apparently went on a rampage and manipulated my sister into kicking me out of the family plan. Then she goes back to my auntie's house to talk crap about me to her and her children, playing victim and claiming that I abandoned her and that I don't love her, blah, blah, blah. I was appalled to all this news. At this point, that was the last straw. I wanted nothing to do with my family. They claim that I was the one who abandoned them when it was them who abandoned me by doing some petty crap like deleting me off the family plan. Like, who the F does that to your own daughter? I cried so much because of what they had done. All I wanted was to be happy. Why can't they just accept that? But I realize now that blood is just as nasty as water. Unless you get it purified. But I hate purified water. Always goes spring. Thankfully, Levi was there through every step of the way to help console me. I love him so much for not giving up on us. By the way, I would love if you would listen to full episodes of stories just like this. Go to Spotify, Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, or your favorite podcast app and just search up OK Story Time. There's a little left to the story.
Okay. Do I think that all of your family is crazy and in the wrong? Yes. Do I also think that all of this could have potentially been avoided if we just had slowed down the relationship a little bit? Also, yes.
Agreed.
And that's my final
And
thought.
that's a final thought.
You just, this entire time was just like, there's a fire.
Yeah.
Let's add more fuel to it.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
it's
just
more
like,
fire.
Let's
add more fire to it.
But the crazy thing is that, like, you knew that it would start a fire. The whole time, you're like, yeah, this is how they're going to react. We know exactly how they're going to react.
It's just no one has been talking and it's all just action. And they're all hurtful actions.
Yeah.
None of this is to be like, okay, listen, we want to know what's going on. Let's come to a solution. Let's see, what can happen here. Instead, they're all just like witching about each other and then just causing more mayhem because they're not getting the full story. They don't even know OP's side. They're not even trying to talk to Levi. Like, no one even cares what the two people in the relationship think. They all just want to be like, ew, disgusting. Go away. Shun. Sinners. Like, oh my God.
Exhausting.
Like, I'm sorry, but I'm not even religious, and that's not Jesus's way.
It is not. And you only have to read the Bible to know that. And I don't think you have.
I eventually had to go to the phone carrier to see if I could try and recover my old number because I needed it for work, divorce process, insurance, everything that was connected to that number. Unfortunately, they couldn't because they told me that the main admin completely deleted my number. So sadly, I had to get a whole new number and had to change everything in my life for this new number. It's been a few weeks now since this incident. We are not on speaking terms for both families. Both families hate us. I don't know what to do. I don't know if we can recover from this. At this point, I don't know if his family will ever accept me. They won't.
No. They also, I don't know if you want them to accept you. They sound kind of crazy.
Especially at this, how far we're in, how deep we are.
Yeah.
Good luck.
And they've only been dating a few months. It's not like, this has been going on for years and years and years.
Thing.
Yeah.
That's why it's so crazy to me. Because, yes, again, I really have to state, These family members are crazy. They're not good people. But like to throw away everything to just kind of like caution to the wind for a couple months long relationship is a little bit wild to me.
Yeah, like let it work itself out.
Yeah.
Like there'll be problems like in every relationship. Let's see if they can work through it.
Just feels like they were both like, we have no time. We have no time. We have to do this right now. We have to have a relationship right now, no matter the cost. And the cost was both of your families.
Yeah.
Who are crazy.
And you knew that from the beginning
Yeah.
too. And you didn't go about it in a very well thought out manner.
Yeah. I think that's my point. It's like, yes, your family is in the wrong.
But there were many other ways you could have went about this that probably could have been way better.
Yeah.
Thankfully, only one of his sisters came to an understanding, but everyone else is set on their ways. Should we try and rekindle with both our families, or just live our happy lives together knowing that there could be possible marriage in the future?
Get out of your freaking first one first.
Yeah, get out of your first marriage.
And
I think
then figure it out with your family.
it's great that you guys found each other and you're doing this and whatnot. Like, great. But you also need to understand that you are still legally married. So you need to get that under control first. You know, you guys can move in together, I guess, because that's all you guys have. But, like, what kind of life is that?
Yeah.
You know, when you were so close with your mom. There's no way you don't miss that. That, you know, obviously you do. But it's like, what can you do? And no one is trying to fix this problem. Everyone's just hard-headed.
Yeah.
And just going, like digging all 10 toes in the sand and being like, you are not going to move me at all. I am set in stone right here. No one is going to.
Someone budge. Someone budge.
Eventually, someone's going to have to. Whether that be you, OP, or Levi, or the parents, Auntie, I don't know. Someone's got to do something to where there can be a happy conclusion. Because there is. There is a good conclusion to this eventually. You could get there. But it is going to take time and patience and understanding. And I don't know if everyone is willing to do that in this situation. To me right now, it seems like it's literally at a standstill. No one's moving. No one's doing anything. You are just where you are. First steps. What are we doing? What should be the first thing we do? Should it be apologize? Should it be, get through my divorce first, then figure it out? Or, what are priorities here? And then go from there. With that being said, I wish you luck. And that is also the end of that story.
Gee whiz.
My cheating ex turned everyone against me, so I showed them all the proof.
Boom, take that.
My 42 male ex, 40 female, and I have 2 kids, male 11, female 9. Let's call my ex Eva, my daughter Melissa, and my son John. We got divorced 4.5 years ago after I had an affair. I take full responsibility for my mistake. I regret it deeply and wish I had been mature enough to tell Eva I wasn't happy. And by the way, this comes from a deleted user. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm Dakota.
And I'm Savannah.
And we're going to read this here story, and we're going to have our thoughts. We're going to say them out loud, and you can have your thoughts in the comments down below. And OP says, we tried for a year to fix our marriage. We went to couples therapy to try to work it out. Eva said for the sake of the kids, divorce would be harmful, but also she'd never trust me again. After a year, I filed it. I'm not proud of cheating. I apologized to Eva in therapy, but Eva said I abandoned her and the kids. When I moved into my new house, Melissa, then 6, really struggled. She acted out, was angry and sad, and I'd say it took about 20 months for us to all really adjust. And over time, I saw her sadness and anger fade. As she's grown older, we've talked more about it. She says she's sad she can't have access to both parents all the time, but she likes her life at both houses. Soon it will be 4 full years in my new house, 5 minutes away from Eva's house, 50-50 custody. I love raising Melissa and John and watching them flourish. They're both amazing, and I'm happy. Melissa is really close to me. When she's cranky, we've worked on using words to communicate how she's feeling or to take deep breaths. Melissa, to me, seems well-adjusted and happy. But Eva still says that Melissa is not, and that it's my fault because of the divorce. I mean, yeah, to some extent, yes, this is all your fault. But I don't think it's realistic for y'all to live together until John is 18 and out of the house.
That's going to make it way worse.
Like, yeah.
Because they're just going to see all of the miserable things you do.
If anything, that would probably set a worse example for them in terms of, like, what does a good relationship look like, you know?
Yeah, I know a lot of people, especially like older couples, like are very much like, you know, like we've been together this long, might as well just keep it going. Like there's no point in divorce, whatever, blah, blah. And it's like, yeah, but I don't know. There's always like more people out there that fit your point of view and fit your story and whatnot. But also the whole thing is like, I'll stay together for the children. But that makes it so much worse sometimes because then they just see you arguing, bickering, like showing resentment, like being angry. Like that's not a great example.
Being cold and being distant. I don't know, man. I was never married, but I did have a situation where it's like every day I was waking up and I was like, this is miserable.
Yeah, me too.
And like, I can't imagine staying in that spot for 10 years. That's crazy. About 2 or 3 times a year, I get an email saying Melissa misbehaved badly at her mom's house. Last week, she said from an email, you probably don't believe me, but Melissa's always yelling and takes it out on John. She smacks him and then storms off shouting, idiot, over and over. Sorry, that's made me think of Dennis Reynolds from It's Always Sunny. Then she completely wrecks her room and tells me her room represents how she feels. Bad. She told me she doesn't want to be alive. Okay, so you're also half of the parents there, Eva. You can't just be like, yeah, and she did this. Did you do it? I assume you did stuff.
Yeah,
try to help her, but
with you right now, presumably, correct?
But yeah, I don't know. Melissa needs therapy. Lots of therapy.
Yeah, she obviously is lashing out because something has happened. Something big in her life. It's a huge change. She doesn't agree with it. She's physically and emotionally reacting to it. Get her some help. Get her to a professional who can shape her and learn how to deal with these because she is only 6. Like, yeah, that's what they do. And if she's just gonna,
she's 11 now.
She's 11 now.
She's 11 now, but she was 6 when
it happened.
That he moved into the new house.
So she's 11 now. Still, that's still so young.
Yeah.
Like you got to get her help.
She should be in therapy, probably like this whole time to some extent.
Oh,
Maybe
for
like
sure.
Once a month, just anything. Eva believes something is going on at my house that is making Melissa upset and asks that I tell her. She said, quote, she's taking it out on me and her brother because we're her safe space. When communicating, I use language like, I'm really sorry Melissa is acting that way at your house. I'm not dismissing your claims. It sounds really hard for both you and Melissa. I can help get Melissa set up with therapy. Then she emails me back saying, I don't understand and my advice isn't helpful. Really? The advice of your daughter should be in therapy isn't helpful?
I feel like that's great advice.
What are we talking about?
It's like saying, oh, my kid is sick. I'm going to take them to the doctor. And she's like, why would you tell me that? Why would you say take her to someone else to deal with it? Because no one's medically qualified. She's just going to stay sick.
By the way, you can listen to full episodes with stories just like this on your favorite podcast platform like iHeartRadio. Just search OK Storytime and find us there. Let's see how this story ends. This week, I reached out to Melissa's school counselor and teacher. I told them I'm not seeing these behaviors at my house, but I want to make sure Melissa is okay and to set up counseling for her. The school told me and Eva that they're not seeing these behaviors either, and it sounds like it's an issue between the mom and daughter. If we make a big deal at school and my house, then Melissa might feel worse. Well, Eva flipped out at me, said I exaggerated Melissa's words about not wanting to be alive, got the school involved too much, and that I'm not taking responsibility for Melissa's behavior. I think actually it's kind of been proven he did take responsibility because at his house, he's communicated with her when she's upset and they talk it out and have built coping mechanisms, and you just seem to not and go like, well, this is clearly my ex-husband's fault who's a dirty cheater and liar and I hate him.
Yeah, the ex-wife has so much pain and resentment just filled up in her to the point where anything he does is not the right answer. Like anything you do, even if it is, even like getting her into therapy, she's literally like, no, you're wrong because you cheated on me and everything that you do now is wrong.
Yeah, it's really like, it's absurd for her to be like, it's not helpful for you to tell me she needs to go to therapy.
She is not thinking about her
That's
kids
crazy.
right now. She is thinking about herself and how she's hurting, which I also think she needs therapy as well.
But this also is, OP, your fault.
Yes, not trying to get you off easy, but yes, it is your fault. You take full responsibility, but there is a time where it's like, okay, not everything now is my fault because I cheated on you.
Yeah, it really does sound like you've taken, the steps and done the work to mitigate as much of this as possible. And I really don't think you guys just staying together in the same house while she literally despises you would be good for the kids either. At all. Out of those two, I think you leaving and being divorced is better. That would be my guess. I'm not seeing these behaviors at my house or in school. Am I the a-hole for telling Eva it sounds like this is a mother-daughter issue? I mean, didn't the counselors say that? And for not taking responsibility for instilling trauma on the kids by initiating the divorce. You did, though. You did. I don't know. I don't think you're the a-hole in that context.
Yeah, I was going to say, I do think you're the a-hole in a lot of it, but not in that area.
Yeah, because I think I would ask her, how would you like me to take responsibility for instilling the trauma on the kids by initiating divorce? Like, what is it that you need to see me do? Like, do you just want me to suffer for it? Because it sounds like you've taken the steps to, at least at your house, like help Melissa be able to cope with it and talk about it openly and have all the feelings out on the table.
Yeah.
Is your son John never at your place? Like,
yeah, is he all right? I know we're just focusing on Melissa, but like, is John okay?
yeah, because now if Melissa's taking out all her negativity and hostility on him, that's a whole other issue. Your kids should for sure be in therapy. But that is the end of that episode. And we have some comments to read from a previous video. These comments come from the video, My Friend Abandoned Her Kids and She Wants Me to Babysit? And that was posted April 24th, 2026. The TLDR for story 1 is OP took in her friend's 7-year-old son while his baby sister was fighting for her life in the hospital. And the little boy loved living with OP, trying new foods, making art, visiting museums. But then his mom called, screaming, accusing OP of spoiling him and ruining their relationship because now her own son thinks she isn't good enough. 2 months later, something shocking happened that nobody saw coming, and OP's whole life changed forever. If you're curious to know the full story, go watch the full video. And we have some comments here. Comment 1 from Dyer2717. The mother was upset because he did not neglect the child and it was well taken care of to the point that he likes the finer things and cooler things now. Then why did she just abandon her child for so long? She should have cared for her child instead of expecting someone else to do so and then get mad about their ways of doing so. Agreed. Your kid. Take care of it. Bomb.com 2168 says story 1 is insane. I understand being a little upset about your own child not being as close with you, but imagine being angry that your child was well taken care of and having fun while you were gone. I hope the mom gets whatever she needs, since it definitely seems like she's under a lot of stress alone with 2 kids, one being in the hospital. But there is still that underlying issue of how she abandoned her children and went MIA twice. Yeah. And comment 3 from Mabel Dragon Byrne says, at the 7-minute mark, people have no empathy. I understand OP's initial reaction, but this mom is going through it and clearly doesn't feel like she's enough. If I were OP, I'd let myself be mad, then call her back and set up some nights for us to all paint once things calm down with the sister. And there is some context in there on why everyone's talking down on the mom, but if you want the whole story, go watch the full video. It's on YouTube.
Yeah.
And that is the end of those comments and the end of this episode. So if you love us, make sure you subscribe.
We love you.
And see you tomorrow. Hey now, hey, wait a minute. Don't go anywhere. Don't leave. We have bonus stories that we think you're going to really like. So stay tuned for the next one.
My girlfriend started hinting at marriage but I think she might be a gold digger.
Oh, she's out there in the mines panning for gold.
Throwaway because she knows my real account. I'm also an Italian and prefer Wario to Mario. Little background, I've only had 2 long-term relationships before her. My high school girlfriend, whom I was with for 6 years, 16 to 22, and my other girlfriend, whom I was with for 4 years, 26 to 30. Both breakups were amicable, no infidelity or shady things happening. They were primarily my fault due to how I prioritized passing away / work over them. By the way, this comes from Doc Wario, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to r/OK Storytime subreddit. So, I'm still friends with my second girlfriend, who is now married to a good man and has 2 kids. In between those relationships and before I met my current girlfriend, I've been keeping things casual, no commitment. I met my current girlfriend 6 months ago at a bar while out with some friends, and as corny as it sounds, it was love at first sight. She was unquestionably the most gorgeous woman I've ever seen. Easily 15 out of 10. We got to talking, went on some amazing dates, and made things official after 1 month. I was just enamored by her sense of humor, how enthusiastic and exciting she was, and always in awe of her beauty. Although we don't have too many interests in common, the chemistry is tremendous, and I've never felt so strongly attached to anyone before. We already said we loved each other after 4 months in, and I truly believe it. All right. But lately, some things started to bother me, Dakota.
Yes?
When she introduced me to her friends, she bragged about me being a doctor.
Oh.
A Wario doctor.
Why is this a problem? What?
It was seemingly lighthearted, so I laughed, haha, and went jokingly bragged about it too. When she introduced me to her parents, she did the same thing, but with a bit more gusto this time. I mean, we already know what's happening. Over the last month and a half, she's been talking more and more about marriage and kiddos, although we never quite explicitly said that we would get married and have kids. The hints are strong, though. Last week, we went to a charity event she was involved in, and every single person she introduced me to that night, she said the same thing. Hello, this is my lovely boyfriend and the man I will spend my life with, Doc Wario. He's a cardiologist, you know. I've always been fairly modest about what I do, so it was uncomfortable for me to hear her gush about my job to strangers. I was feeling uncomfortable, but smiled and went along with it so as to not dampen her mood. And the man I will spend my life with part hit me like a speeding truck. She didn't say future husband, but F me, I don't know what her implication was. I love my girlfriend, and I did believe prior to all this that I would eventually marry her and have children with her. I didn't expect this to come up 5 effing months in. Now I'm fearing that she's just a little gold digger and is using me as a provider. She moved in after 3 months. Okay, we should have mentioned that part. She moved in after 3 months.
Again, but it's like whirlwind maybe? There are stories where that works. It's not like they're 20, they're in their 30s. You know what I mean? I feel like at this point, I feel like I'm 29, and at this point, if I was with somebody and it's like I knew,
Yeah.
I would know.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, we don't have to wait. Let's not wait 3 years before we move in because we're in our 30s. We already know what it's like to live with another person. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. There's no need for us to like, if it is what it is, if it's that real deal, Holyfield type stuff,
Yeah.
then, you know. But it's not always the case.
Not always the case. I truly hope that that isn't the case, but the signs are sure seem to point to it. And if it is that way, I think I'll break up with her. So I'm here to ask, am I overthinking this, or is this the worst true?
You're overthinking.
I pray to God I'm looking too far into it. But now that I'm actually reading what I wrote, this is terrifying. I can't even confront her about this for fear of turning her away from me. I can't accuse her of using me for money and still expect her to stay with me or respect me after that.
All right,
and
brother.
We got a freaking update.
My guy. Can I go? Because I have, dude.
Go for it. I gotta fix this mic, so go for it.
This dude is overthinking. Would you agree?
I think he's considering everything and the possibility of him being locked down or with someone's hitting him. And this is how he's reacting.
Well, I think we've learned that that's not even what he's concerned about. He's talking about the gold digging as being his concern. Because he's like, I kind of already wanted to marry this woman, but now she's bringing it up and it's making me think she's a gold digger. It's like, brother, you literally were like, she's perfect. Our personalities are different, but we work and all
But
this.
we're also not there at the party. We don't know how she's gushing over him. Is she like, oh yeah, he's a doctor? Or is like, oh yeah, he's a doctor.
I think if this girl is perfect in every way and the thing that has you messed up is you're like, what if she just wants me for my money? You file that away. You keep that in mind. You say, I'm gonna keep this at the forefront because you're right. There's nothing you can go to and press her about. You can't be like, are you a gold digger? It's not like she's gonna be like, yeah, you got me, even if she was. It's just something you gotta stay aware of. And then I think a good example would be like, imagine that you were this worried about like, well, what if my wife like breaks her arm like a couple years into our marriage and then we have to go to the doctor and I have to like help her with her arm. Like that's the same like kind of, that feels like the same way that you're worrying about whether or not she's a gold digger.
Yeah.
It's like that you can't worry about that. You got to worry about that down the line.
Down the line. Yeah.
Like if you weren't in love with this woman, I'd be like, yeah, fair. It does seem like she's rushing, but it's like, oh, you called her a 15 out of 10.
15 out of 10.
That's strong.
It's very strong.
That is a strong rating.
But we got an update. Update! She's a gold digger.
No! Oh, dang it. Everything I said is pointless.
Down the line. I was fairly certain of this before I spoke to her due to a particular comment that argued this point in bullet form. Shout out to user Nation. 7-year age gap. Not the biggest, but a 25-year-old retail worker is worlds apart from a 33-year-old cardiologist in many ways. Few common interests, certainly not a necessity, but often people in relationships share at least some interests. Short courtship. Again, there's no hard rule about this, but the cohabitation after 3 months is generally frowned upon because neither party really knows what they're getting into. Introduces you as a doctor. I get to introduce you to her parents as the doctor. That would make any parent happy about the situation, but to everyone else, shouldn't it be just my wonderful boyfriend? Income disparity. Again, there's nothing wrong with people from two different economic groups falling in love, but the gap has to be relatively large. No? Hinting at marriage and kids after 6 months. Dude, as much as you don't know her, she doesn't really know you. It's certainly possible that she's just immature, but with everything else. Past relationship history from the comments. Having lots of short relationships is, again, not a bad thing in and of itself, but if you guys were to wonder why they were so short, was it the guys? Could it be? But the common denominator is her. Financial contribution from the comments. She doesn't contribute to your share household. Now, if this was discussed and established beforehand, well, whatever works for you guys. And she works in retail, so she can't be an equal contributor to you, but it seems like you have taken on the provider role as a default without actually talking about it. So all of these things taken together would certainly indicate that she is a gold digger, but I was still wanting to talk it out in the hopes that I could be wrong. Okay. So with all these points that he has here, she just works in retail. She might look at you as a provider and might want to be a stay-at-home mom. I feel like there's a lot of mights, maybes, wills, ifs, and not a lot of this is how I feel.
Yeah, there's not a
This
lot
is what
of
I want.
open communication going on here. Yeah, and instead of being like, are you a gold digger? You need to ask her like the important questions.
What do you want out of this relationship?
Right.
On Saturday night, I took her out to dinner at a meh-level restaurant. First omen was that she got a bit miffed and asked why we weren't going to an elegant restaurant like we usually do. I said I didn't want to spend hundreds on a meal that night. I could tell she was annoyed.
That's, yeah, red
Okay.
flag, honestly.
Okay. Yeah.
Huge red flag right there.
Yeah, dude. Food at the mediocre restaurant was still great, but she wasn't very happy during the meal. After dinner, we came home and I told her I needed to speak to her about future plans. First, I explained that we needed to spend less on luxuries and save up for retirement and for my other projects. This is also true as I do intend to retire within the next 20 years and I'm looking to get into real estate. She was upset about this. Next, I told her I don't have any interest in marrying soon or having kids yet. This wasn't a lie. I truly do not want to get married or have children yet. She got upset again, saying I'm just getting older and soon I won't be able to have a family. She said it's not fair to her for me to keep stringing her along without committing. and this caused me to do a double take. What the F? I let her move in with me. I pay all the bills. I buy her tons of crap all the time, and I'm strictly monogamous. What other commitment aside from the fancy wedding is there?
OP really said, like, I know you're not talking to me, so who is it you're talking to? I guess it's not me. Is there someone behind
this
me?
guy. It's not this guy. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, it's not the guy paying for everything and let you move in.
Not this guy. I told her this, and she was now visibly frustrated. She said she wants marriage and children soon. I told her she can do that with another person since we're not on the same page. She started yelling at me for being an a-hole, so I told her that one day I would marry her, probably within the next 3 to 4 years. I thought this was reasonable enough, but she said she wants marriage now to be Mrs. Dark Wario by this time next year, and I told her that we could definitely get married early, but only if we get a prenup. Ooh, prenup. I'm for a good prenup. Fun fact.
I'm all for this relationship ending, dude. Like, what is
Yeah.
she yelled at me, so I told her I'd marry her in like 3 or 4 years. What? You know it's over, right? It's gonna be over.
She's probably like putting it all out. Like this is what it'll look like.
He's like, I'm gonna save for retirement and I want to own real estate. She's like, oh God, you're so boring. And just marry me and let me have kids.
Yeah. She flipped out, screaming that I don't trust her and that I think lowly of her. I brought up every point Nation did. I mentioned everything from the income disparity to the astoundingly fast pace of the relationship to her constant parading me around as a doctor. I told her that all of those facts, as well as her present behavior, proved to me she's a gold digger, and I told her we're done. At this point, she breaks down into tears and is mumbling incoherently. I tell her I'll help her find an apartment and cover expenses for a month. I called her friend, who is on good terms with me, to pick her up. She left soon after without much protest. She's still at her friend's. She's been texting me asking if she can come home. I agreed, and she's coming back tomorrow. I'll serve her the eviction notice tomorrow. I plan to help her search for her affordable housing, and I'm willing to get her on her feet. I know she's a gold digger and doesn't deserve this courtesy, but the last 5 months have been pretty great, and I feel like it's the least I can do. And eventually we will phase out into no contact, but please don't you ever go non-contact with us.
There's no reason to.
There's really no reason to. After this one, go to Spotify, go to Apple, look up OK Storytime, and boom, you can be in contact with us. We got stories.
Literally non-stop contact for 48 straight days of full episodes of the podcast
Just
with
like
stories
this one.
like this.
Don't go no contact. Chat, what are we thinking? Dakota, you got what you wished for.
I mean, you know, at first I was wishing the other way, but once it became clear that she was just she gave me money, then yeah, you don't need that. It's okay. It's better that you didn't marry her.
Yeah. You know, I don't mind. No, that's a rant.
It was the context at the beginning that I was missing.
Yeah.
I was missing that she wasn't his age. She wasn't in her 30s. She's 25. She works retail. Not that I have anything against people who work retail. It's just more that, like,
it's just career-based.
The boxes that you could tick for, like, is this someone who's just making a move based on, like, comfort level and, like, finances and stuff? You could make that argument then.
Yeah. But the last little bit here, that's it for me. It's sad that things turned out like this, but like a few users pointed out, it's better to end things now than years into the marriage when I have nothing to talk about with her because we share almost no interest. Edit, I'm going to stop responding now. It's unsettling that so many people here are just not defending her gold digging, but justifying and praising it as well. Truly unsettling. Search of a woman who loves me and not my wallet. Wario forever.
Well, hey, Wario. I think there's some, like, you know, like, it just depends on what you want. Like, if a woman wants a situation where she doesn't have to work and, like, she's taken care of, like, that's her business. And there are guys out there that want to provide that for people. However, the flip side of that is also completely fine. Like, if you want to maintain your independence and financial in all respects, you know, so to speak, by all means, there's a match out there for you. You just need to find people who are on the same page. I had an intimate past with 2 of my girlfriend's friends. I don't know how to tell her. Ugh, this all sucks. so much. I just found out and I'm low-key freaking out. We've been dating for 3 months and it's been going very well. We try to see each other as much as possible, like 2 to 3 times a week, and we text every day. We just started to sleep near the end of January, and overall we are very satisfied with our relationship. And by the way, this comes from user BirdComplete5. And you can submit your own stories over at the r/OKStorytime subreddit. So, I don't want to take things too fast, but I definitely see us moving in together in the future. This is my first real romantic relationship, by the way. My girlfriend had a boyfriend 2 years ago, but that's it. Yesterday, I came over to her place since we're spending the weekend together. We were just casually talking over dinner, and she started talking about a party that's coming up next week, and if I wanted to come with her as her boyfriend. We are official and all that, but we haven't really attended any social events together. And she has only met one of my buddies, and I haven't met any of hers yet. I asked her who was coming to the party, and she told me a few names. She said it would be fun and that her friends could finally meet me. My heart dropped when she mentioned 2 particular names. I'll call them A and B.
Give them names.
Aubrey and Brenda. We're doing Brenda. Alarm bells were going off in my head. Both of these friends have pretty rare names. I went through her social media, and sure enough, it's Riley's grandma. About 2 months before I started dating my girlfriend, I started going on Tinder to meet new people. I matched with Aubrey and Brenda, and well, I may have slept with both of them. In all caps, I lost my virginity to Aubrey. Which makes sense why you're overthinking this. Aubrey just wanted a one-time thing, but I hooked up 2 more times with Brenda. All right, let's relax.
Yeah, he's getting his numbers in. This guy's
Riley
young,
doesn't want to hear this.
Yeah, I don't want to hear this, Grandma. Also, I think this guy's 19 and she's 20.
Yeah, so
He's a 19-year-old.
what we'll get to the comments soon here. Let's keep going. She wanted to keep it going, but around this time, I met my girlfriend for the first time ever, so I broke it off. I'm trying to keep myself cool, calm, and collected, but I'm all over the place. I don't want to meet her friends. She has no clue, but noticed that I was acting weird, and I just told her it was nothing. Mistake. You've made your first mistake. I can't imagine what she will think or do and how extremely awkward it's going to be. I want to tell her before she finds out through her friends. I don't even know if the friends know that it's me, assuming she hasn't showed a picture of me. Now that I think of it, I don't think she even has one of me, but still. I really feel like holding this back from her can cause a lot of damage if it eventually, more like inevitably, comes out. I really have no clue how to approach this. I'm lost, and there is an update. Riley, hit us.
You got to tell her. Also, don't really think about it. That's what a gentleman will do. But as a scared little boy that is inside you, and I had this question, you know how awkward it's going to be hanging out in like a basement or like a living room with like her and her friends, and it's just you guys, and you've interacted with them all in the same way.
And you've seen all of them, Nike.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
You've seen all of them in that birthday suit. That's
going
to be uncomfortable.
It would just, I don't know how I'd feel about that.
It's not a big deal until now you've lied about it. So now, instead of, you could have just immediately in the future, you should go, I think we've hooked up. Just letting you know, I don't really care, but we've hooked up. I'm with you though. I don't care about it.
I'm with you
But
though.
the fact that you lied is now planting the seed of doubt in your girl's head where it's like, why would he lie? Okay, update. There's an update. After some thinking and gathering a lot of courage, I told my girlfriend we needed to talk. She was pretty confused and already knew something was up because she notices that kind of stuff. Because she's a human being. I started off with saying that she means a lot to me and that I love her. I don't know if this was too soon or not, but it seemed like a good time in the moment. She immediately told me that she loved me too, and we hugged, and it felt pretty dang good.
Dang, that's kind of early too.
I told her that I had something important to tell her and that it would probably hurt, but to please hear me out. She looked pretty concerned at this point, but I carried on. I said that prior to meeting her, I had some encounters with her friends, Aubrey and Brenda, but that it's in the past now. She didn't understand and looked even more confused. And I got embarrassed as all get out, but I told her straight up that I had met both of them through Tinder and that we did some stuff. She looked at me in disbelief and stammered a bit and asked me if I was joking. Unfortunately, I wasn't. And I carefully explained to her what happened, and she went quiet again and just looked at me. I noticed she was on the verge of crying, so I hugged her and she burst out in tears. She hugged me very tight and it honestly broke my heart. I felt so terrible. I held her for a long time and eventually she calmed down and asked for the details.
So like, how did Aubrey I can't even ask.
So like,
I will never ask any other human questions like that.
so like, can you like tell me all the stuff that's gonna hurt my feelings the most? Can you like, just like maybe tell me like that they're better than me? Like, but see, now this is the thing. If you would just immediately, right out of the gate, as soon as you heard their names, we're like, oh my God, wow, I can't. Okay, I need to tell you something right now.
Well, maybe you need to
Because
get
now
himself-
you've made it this big thing.
I think he's going about it the right way. There's a 100 different ways you can get to this destination. This is probably not the quickest. That's the quickest. He probably was trying to do the safest.
But I feel like by doing the safest, you create the most. Like she's like crying and distraught, and
She's gonna be grinding and distraught either way.
I feel like if you prime it right, dude, it's different. I feel like because this is also.
Well, he's not an experienced driver. He's not an experienced driver like you.
But that's why we're saying this.
Okay. This is why we're saying it. But as an inexperienced driver, taking the safe
Of
route,
course.
not bad.
She calmed down eventually and asked for the details. I didn't really want to talk about this, but she really wanted to know, so I gave in. She probably would have found out from her friends anyway, so I told her everything. I doubled down that it meant nothing to me anymore and that I was with her to stay and that I only want her and nobody else. She told me it was okay, but that she needed some time to process it. I told her I would do anything to help her. We ended up cuddling all night and watching some Netflix. Later, she told me how much she appreciated it, so there's that. She got a little bit emotional a few more times the past week, but she handled it like a champ. Made sure to show her that I loved her many times and took her out to dinner. And by the way, we can take you out to dinner on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts, because that is where you can find full episodes with stories like this. And all you need to do is search OK Storytime to find them. And then you can take us out to dinner, put us in your ear holes while you eat pasta.
Please, just your ear holes.
So we do have a little bit of story left.
I think
All my young bucks,
Yeah.
right? It's normal for people's lives to overlap in ways like that sometimes.
like noodles.
Like noodles.
Like a bowl of noodles.
Like enoki mushrooms is more.
Like a bowl of noodles, wouldn't you say?
A bowl of noodles is a big scribbly chumbly mess. What are you talking about?
Okay. What's your noodles?
I say maybe a big steak, like a slab of enoki mushrooms.
Okay.
Do you know what those are?
Yeah.
They're like the little mushrooms that are all bundled together. So
Sure.
it's like
That's the same thing!
No, because
Yeah.
the noodles are loose. Anyways, we're taking too much time talking about noodles. It's only weird if you make it weird, okay? It's normal. You've hooked up with some of her friends. That's fine. It's as long as you're not trying to hook up with them anymore. The longer you wait, the weirder it gets. Because the longer you wait, the more you're going to make her think like, why did he wait? Why didn't he tell me? Did he lie to me? Is he lying to me now? Like, instead of just being like, hey, funny story that you know them, because I know them too. From Tinder. And then it's not weird. And she's probably crying because you just told her that you love her and that she loves you too. And then you were like, and by the way, I hooked up with 2 of your friends.
Ooh.
Like that is a terrible combo of things to hear back to back. Of course she's going to be distraught. Now she has no idea what to think or feel. She's like, why is he telling me that he's in love with me and also that he's hooking up with both my friends?
Yikes.
Like, what's going on here? So the party was yesterday, and that went okay, too. Aubrey had no clue it was me until seeing me, and we were pretty awkward. Brenda had her suspicions and was really cool about it. Ended up talking with her for a great deal of the night, and it was nice to catch up. She handled it way better, and we shared some laughs. Exactly. It's just a laugh is what it should be. Afterwards, my girlfriend told me she would prefer it if I didn't interact too much with Brenda, which is completely understandable. Shouldn't have done that in the first place, but definitely not going to do that again. Overall, I think it went pretty well, and I'm so glad I told her myself. It could have gone way worse. Indeed. Thanks, y'all. Cheers to a happy ending. I feel a strong bond with her for sure. And I want this comment about Brenda, though. So about Brenda being cool and them talking during the night, right?
Okay.
Man, I hit this part and was just like, no, stop this right now. What are you doing? Luckily, your girlfriend is an absolute champ and was able to hold off until after the party and communicate her feelings with you. Try not to put her in that position again. OP's like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. Like I said in my previous thread, I didn't know any people at the party and it was mostly my girlfriend's circle of friends. I'm pretty introverted, so I was comfortable talking to her and she was cool about it. I was pretty dang nervous, so I stayed in my comfort zone, but after a few drinks, I wanted to talk to more people. Also, my girlfriend was part of our conversation most of the time, so I thought it was all cool. Again, this was my bad. Hey, and you know what? In reality, like you didn't do anything wrong there. I think the only thing, the moment it becomes wrong is once your girlfriend expresses to you how she feels about it,
And you go against
then
her
you just go. Then you just go. All right, no, for sure. Moving forward from here, limited contact won't be won't be super. I won't be friends with her if you don't want me. If you don't want us maintaining a friendship or a relationship like that, that's totally cool. If it is, but if you get along with Brenda so well that she's like your best friend, right? Which is not what the story is, but it's just a hypothetical for all the young bucks.
Young bucks.
If you do have a friendship with somebody that you value on a level that is probably greater than the relationship you're in right now, then that's another conversation you make. You say, I'm not actually willing to cut off my best friend for you. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's okay to make that decision. And it's also okay for them to not be okay with it.
And that's for you, YBs.
Yes.
Please take notes.
Young bucks. But that is the end of that story.
My girlfriend hid the truth about having a son, and I don't want to be a dad. My girlfriend Emily and I have been dating for 6 months now. 2 nights ago, she sat me down and told me that she had something to tell me. Emily said that when she was 16, she was in a rough situation and got pregnant. When her baby was born, her parents had an agreement with Emily's sister that she would raise the baby until Emily had the means to get him back. By the way, this comes from Confused in 00, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to r/OKStorytime subreddit. So Emily worked hard to graduate, get a job, and have her own apartment, and finally got back in contact with her son. She's been doing weekly visits and has his own room at her place. We mostly either go out or hang out at my place. And while I see her often, she does say she has family stuff if she's busy. Soon he'll be moving in full time, and they're both really excited. In the past, they had done counseling sessions with a child psychologist so that he could come to terms with everything. And according to Emily, he's very well adjusted. They have a good relationship. He's got a clean record, and he is doing very well in school. She asked if I would be willing to meet him the next day because it's her next visit. I said that that was fine. Oh, that was fine? I don't know. If it's 2 months, I get it. You're probably not super crazy about this chick. But I mean, I don't know. Give some more but I'm a family man. I really can't say anything. Anyways, before I left, she said she didn't want me to feel like she was looking for someone to be her son's dad. She just wanted to be open with me, and since he was such a huge part of her life, it was only fair that I was included because she wants me to be a big part of her life. I asked why she didn't tell me before, and she told me it was because she didn't want to complicate things and so her son's privacy could be respected. She'd made the mistake of letting people know in too early, and it just hurt them both. I really didn't know how to feel when I left, but everything just felt odd. Yesterday, I went over to her house for dinner, and she introduced me to her son. He shook my hand and kept calling me by my last name like I was his teacher. He was very polite and a little shy. Even though he's a pretty stocky guy, he kept trying to hide behind his mom like he was 7. We got along really well and talked about how he likes sports, how he is excited to come live with his mom. Nothing too serious, just lighthearted fun. By the time we finished dinner, Emily was upset because it was getting late. She still hadn't done his homework. They argued a bit, but it was all very light and she was really nice. He struggled a little with his math, so I stepped in to help. We talked about how he wanted to do something regarding science when he was older, and Emily piped up saying that I could work in STEM. He got really excited about that, then bummed again when Emily made him do his English homework. Overall, they had a really good dynamic. When I first came into the apartment, he was shy enough to just be mumbling to his mom, and she didn't force him to talk or yell at him. She just let him cling onto her and mumbled until he was comfortable. Emily gushed about how good he is at sports and said that not only does Emily come to every game, but she always cheers the loudest for him. After he went to bed, Emily said she was really happy about how things went, and she was glad that we got along so well, and I agreed, and we left it at that. Okay, so it was a good experience. I wish in this moment I was a dad. I wish Dad Riley was here right now so he could give me his wisdom about what to think and what to do in this scenario. But I'm going to pretend I'm Dad Riley. Hello, I'm Dad Riley. You were going to be becoming a parental figure, and it's being like taking the role as Spider-Man, because Spider-Man didn't have the choice, but you now have the choice to step in and become a parent, like a good solid force and a good influence on this child's life. And you have to make a decision if you're ready for that or not. It's not the path for everyone, but if you're up for it and you could do it well, dude, it will be a great payoff. But I think you got to sit and ponder about that. And I think we're about to peep into his mind, but that's what I would be worried about in this moment. Seeing Emily last night made me realize that I really do love her, and I'd really be excited to have kids with her. I just don't know if I want this kid Dad Riley is getting angry. He's a nice kid, and we get along really well, but I don't want to feel like a stepfather. There's just something unique to have raised your own kids and seeing them from day one. There's a lot of baggage involved, even though both of them have tried to work it out. I feel like it'll just keep rising up, but I do like Emily, and her son is a nice guy. I just don't know if I'm ready to enter into it all. Am I wrong in feeling apprehensive? How can I communicate this to Emily? What's a good plan to proceed? We got an update. I don't know. I understand where you're coming at with like raising your own kids with someone. I'm in the bucket is if you want to have kids with someone, you got to start with where they are, even if they have kids, and you have to figure out that dynamic with them, because then it will help you whenever you have kids with them. I feel like you got to start with this. I don't know, but I've never been a step parent. I've never had to step into a family where they already have kids. I've never had to be into a family where they already have brothers, and I have to figure out how to fit in as a brother. It's the closest I have to that. Guys, what do you think? Now I'm going into the update. I read the comments here and took a lot of them to heart. I also wanted to hear her side of the story, so I texted and asked if she was up to it and if we wanted to get coffee. She responded that her son was feeling really needy and she wanted to spend time with him. But if I was willing to come over, she had a coffee maker. I told her it was about her son. She said it was okay. He could go to his room for a little bit and we could talk on her terrace. So I came over, she made a good cup of coffee, and we hung out awkwardly for a moment before I asked her why she lied to me. After getting her master's, Emily started getting involved with her son and with a new guy. On their first date, she told him she had a son, and apparently he posed a threat to her son's safety, and it almost caused her sister to completely ban her from visiting. Emily said it mattered too much to her to let it happen again, and she's been trying to give herself a time period where she can figure out if someone's safe to be around him or not. She said she waited too long, and she apologized sincerely. Okay, so knowing that context, that changes the whole game. And as this guy, I would be so much more understanding. Could you move that mic over a little bit? Guys, we got Dakota back.
Yeah, so would I. I would also be that way. Yes, I would.
But after learning this information, I would be like, okay, I now see through the lens you're seeing through, and I agree with you. I think it is for the child's safety. I told her I need a little bit more time to think, and then I said bye to her and her son and just went home. I'm still conflicted. Yikes. And we got another update. After just hearing this information, I don't know if I'd be conflicted. I'd probably be like, I see where you're coming from.
Yeah, once it's not like it's like, oh, I was like hoping you'd never find out, or like, oh, like, you know, my concern would be like, oh, so what are you, like a scumbag parent? Because it's like, I couldn't date somebody who's like a scumbag to their own kids.
Well, she's not a scumbag. She worked really hard.
No, clearly.
Yeah.
Clearly it's the opposite of all of that from what you described. So, you know, I think maybe that's a file it away type of moment. Clearly, she kept her kid from you for 2 months.
Yeah.
Which is a bit of an omission. I wouldn't know if I'd call that a straight up lie. If you'd asked her and been like, do you have kids? And she said no, then that's one thing.
Yeah.
But she was doing it for a good reason. I don't know.
For her son's safety.
I wouldn't say that's a deal breaker at all. I think the biggest deal breaker is just like whether or not you are someone who could date someone who has a kid.
Yeah, and are you ready to be that parental figure in a child's life?
Can you step up in a way like that? Like,
update. I'm surprised I remember the password to this account, but I'm back. It's probably been a while. I don't even know how long. I just got all the help and kindness I received, and why not update? I'm still with Emily.
Let's go.
I went forward with the idea that Emily and her son are a package deal in mind, and it's kind of been a weird process since we get along really well, and I've found that I'm lucky to have this kid in my life. He's funny, mature, intelligent, and witty, but at the same time, he's not my kid, and he never will be, and that's something hard to navigate. It's hard to even describe the feeling of loving this kid and feeling like a dad, but never being and feeling like you can't be one. But I try. It's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. Emily can testify to the tears, but it's so worth it. A few weeks after I found out about him, Emily told me her son was getting picked on because he didn't have a dad to do father-son activity at school with. I decided to go, sort of just to scope out how that sort of felt, kind of thing. The look on his face got rid of every question I've had, every doubt, or regret. Emily and I are in counseling. We found out shortly after I posted that Emily is pregnant, and we are twice blessed in that it's twin girls.
Oh. Whoa. Well, there's your kids right there.
There we go.
Those ones are yours.
there were a lot of emotions, and we both knew that. It was a weird situation, and we haven't been dating that long. So we went to see a counselor. Sometimes Emily's son joins us, but it's mostly us learning how to be our best for her son and our daughters and each other. We've been definitely testing each other some days, but with this pregnancy has put a strain on every relationship we have. Her son moved in and they are stepping on each other's toes. I moved in and we're all learning our new boundaries and new bonds. And by the way, if you want a new bond or just to keep this bond good and going, go to your favorite freaking podcast platform, search up OK Storytime. What's waiting there for him, Dakota?
48 days worth of stories for you to spend your time listening to.
It's hard. There's a lot of stupid mistakes I regret making now. I'll regret more in 5 years. If I had a time machine, my current knowledge, I might have put distance where I didn't. But for right now, I'm happy to be with my girlfriend and her son, waiting for a little Mila and Lorelei. This is teaching me how to be a good dad, a good partner, and a good human.
Amelia and Lorelei. That was Lorelei. I had to know what that name was.
I am learning coping skills for so many things in my life, and I'm just learning how to be okay. This is a situation a lot of people would shake their head and say, poor guy. I'm really blessed, and I'm really thankful. Thanks for helping me out, everyone. And that is the end of that story.